Rockstar Gang, what up? What up? Appreciate everyone. Join the live stream. Welcome to yet another episode of the Rockstar Report. TGIF, ladies and gentlemen. TGIF. That's all I got to say about that. Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Again, do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Make sure you click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on new content. Of course, your course, as always, just smash the like button. I don't give a rat's ass about anything else other than that. All right. I got a great show for you tonight. I might even open up the phone lines for you guys tonight. I'm probably gonna open up the phone lines for you. Might open up the phone lines. What I mean by that is I'm basically gonna open up the panel up to you guys. Maybe you want to come up here, maybe say whatever you want to say, whatever. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. It's a beautiful it's a beautiful evening right now where I'm at. I hope it's a beautiful evening where you are. It's interesting because we're about to have a storm here, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I don't know how bad it's going to be, but glad I'm able to get this in beforehand. Let's go ahead and get into the chat already. Lomax, what's good? Appreciate you, my guy, coming through. We got Luke in the house, Marcos Cass, NC Thorn. Shout out to all you guys already in the chat. All right. Got a good show for you today. We're going to be breaking down this whole thing because this is an interesting matchup, right? I mean, we're coming off a 30-0 demolishing that we gave those Atlanta Falcons, right? An absolute demolish. Absolute demolish, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it was. It was a demolishing. It was belt to ass. You just, you name it, you got it. However you want to call it. Okay, it don't matter how you call it. Just call it how it is. Either way, they got smoked, and these Atlanta fans still think that they're relevant in the NFC South, but they're not. But let's not kid ourselves. The final score doesn't mean that this offense is going to be suddenly turn the corner because this offense in that game wasn't the storyline, right? It was the defense, right? But this week 4 trip to New England is a reality check. The Patriots do have flaws. They are beatable. They're sitting at 1-2, but they are also desperate for their first home win under their new head coach, Mike Vrabel. This matchup is the definition of something's got to give, right? Like you've got a Panthers offense, right, that has been one of the league's worst through 3 weeks. All right. You got a Patriots defense that ranks near the bottom in efficiency, and one side's going to walk away, I feel like, from this game feeling like they fixed something. So if Carolina wants that to be them, I'm going to break down what they have to do to prove that. Okay. I'm going to break that all down. Is Berto still in denial? Yes, he definitely is. Shout out to my guy Berto, though. Gotta love him. Gotta love him, man. Gotta love him. Much love. It's all love at the end of the day. You know what I mean? All right. Hold on one second, chat. All right. What we got here? Broski Bear, what's good? I hear that, Clay. It's the story of which team actually has a chance to turn their season around. Absolutely. We're going to dive more into that here shortly. Right? All right. Let's get to the first slide, ladies and gentlemen. All right. We always got to do the injury report. It's not ideal. We're going to break this down real quick. We went over it a little bit yesterday, but this is the final injury report. So the first one that kind of causes some concern to me, of course, is Chuba Hubbard. Limited, questionable. He's got calf soreness. So this is creating some concern for me, right? Because he popped up unexpectedly on the Thursday injury report with a calf issue. On Friday, he was seen warming up in a leg sleeve. And while he was able to practice in limited capacity, Canales did admit that the team is being cautious. Canales, all he said was that they were tracking some soreness. They limited him throughout the week. He had to be managed day by day. And just looked at it as we went, basically what he said. And he said that they'll take it from there. So Hubbard is officially questionable for Sunday. Through 3 games, he has over 168 rushing yards. He's coming off he's also got a career high in 2 receiving touchdowns, which is crazy. Did not really know that. And it's by far the best out of the last 3 weeks. He had his best outing against the Falcons, 73 rushing yards, 17 on 17 carries. Having a running back like Chuba Hubbard definitely helps control the clock. But if he's out or even limited, we lose our top running back, right? It's not ideal. But it also it's about he's probably the most reliable pass protector in the backfield. He's definitely more reliable than Rico Dowdle. Hubbard is also the only back on this roster who consistently gives Bryce Young a check down option that turns in consistent yards, right? But we did see Rico Dowdle in this last game do a little bit more of that. I felt like they used Rico Dowdle the right way in this last game. So we'll see, right? We'll see. But as of right now, he's questionable. I feel like without him, though, they're going to have to lean on Rico Dowdle because we have been kind of going with this committee approach. Is he a massive downgrade? I don't think so. I think he's just as versatile. The consistency, I haven't seen enough yet, but also the reps, he hasn't been getting as much reps as Chuba Hubbard. So, but he was able to be 1,000-yard back and over there in Dallas last year. So the consistency is there. We just need to see it on the field, right? On the field. So again, I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Make sure you click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on any new content. All right. So then we've got Tetairoa McMillan. Let's go ahead. And that's the biggest one here, right? Did not participate Wednesday, limited Thursday, limited Friday. So they've been gradually ramping up his reps. He is listed questionable this week. Canales came out and said they had a good plan to ramp him up with reps and exposure. And then Canales also mentioned that they got him out there in limited fashion. And then they said that they will wait and see how he wakes up tomorrow, make a decision for Sunday. Obviously, this is not ideal either. Hopefully, he is good to go because obviously he's been nothing more than what he's been what he was advertised coming out of Arizona, right? He leads all NFL rookies in receiving yards through 3 games. And as of right now, he's Bryce Young's go-to option. Simple as that. He's also led Carolina in receiving yards in every single game so far. And he's definitely cementing himself as the wide receiver 1 here and the team's top playmaker. On Wednesday, McMillan told reporters that he expects to play, but calf injuries are tricky. Until he proves he can cut, accelerate, separate at full speed, his availability does remain up in the air, right? I would say between those 2 guys, like the best case scenario, for if both play, even if it's limited, like Hubbard will probably get like 12 to 15 touches, keep the run game functional, setting up play action. With Tetairoa McMillan, he stretches the field, but he'll stretch the field even if not 100%, because his presence alone forces the Patriots to respect our vertical game if he's on the field. So the offense stays balanced. Bryce Young isn't forced into trying to play hero ball. The worst case scenario, let's say they both sit. The run game, will it completely collapse? I don't think so. It would be interesting to see Rico Dowdle, and then of course, you would have Trevor Etienne stepping in there on some run plays. And then without McMillan, the passing game shrinks into really a lot of short routes because you've got Xavier Legette who's banged up, who's out. You've got Hunter Renfrow. And then after that, it's David Moore, Bryson Tremaine, Jimmy. Do we see Jimmy Horn Jr.? Right? So those explosive plays play into potential drops to near to zero, right? So it's not ideal. And then, of course, another thing is the Patriots are 10th ranked pass rush win rate. That's pretty damn good. They're top 10 in pass rush win rate, the Patriots are, by the way. So you got to hope this offensive line can hold up. But the Panthers, but without those guys, I feel like our offense could become more predictable, and that's the fastest way you lose games on the road for sure. Yeah, because I can tell you this right now. If Hubbard plays, I would expect New England to still crowd that box on early downs. I mean, the Patriots have been one of the league's best at stuffing the run. They've held down Ashton Genty, Devon Achane, Jalen Warren under 3 yards per carry. So their front seven is built to force third and longs, which they've done very well, right? And if McMillan plays, I expect them will likely bracket him with a safety to help over the top. They're going to force Young to work through some progressions, rely on secondary options like Renfrow and Bryson Tremaine, David Moore, Mitchell Evans, Tommy Trimble, one of those guys, right? So again, obviously these guys are game time decisions. We definitely need at least one of those guys on the field, in my opinion, to keep New England's defense honest. If both sit or are limited, this offense risks becoming one-dimensional, right, or stagnant, putting even more pressure on Bryce to deliver out there. Hopefully, he doesn't still try to play hero ball with that situation, still try to take care of the football, but you never know, man. You never know. You never know. So this isn't just about one game, man. Like I told y'all guys last night, this is all about one momentum, ladies and gentlemen. Like Carolina has 4 straight winnable matchups, right? And this is where we want to stay healthy and all that good stuff. And unfortunately, we're getting hammered now. Patriots, Dolphins, Cowboys, Jets. This is where you really want to be healthy and start, putting some wins on the board and building that momentum, continuing off that win over the Falcons, right? So other than that, good news, Tershawn Wharton, from my understanding, Tetairoa McMillan and Tershawn Wharton are going to play. Even though they're listed questionable, I heard those two were for sure going to play. And again, the only reason why I'm saying Tetairoa McMillan, if he's out, even though I've heard that he's going to play, people can say that he's going to play. He can say that he's going to play, but that's never guaranteed, especially when it comes to injuries. Things can change in a heartbeat. All right. How do I know it's legit? I've gotten stuff off of there, Tom Brady. I've gotten stuff off of there. Go ask your boy. Hey, Tom Brady, go ask your boy Dan Mitchell. He's all about pristine auction. All right, so this offensive preview, air it out. Air it out. I'm gonna do this offensive preview as if Tetairoa McMillan and Chuba Hubbard are playing. Okay, I'm gonna assume that those guys are gonna play. I know, like, I just have this feeling that they're gonna play still. So I'm doing this preview as if they are gonna play. I know they're listed questionable. I know Tershawn Wharton, and there's been reports, and then there's been the players themselves that said that they're gonna play. Chuba Hubbard's the only one I haven't heard said that he's gonna play. But I'm gonna take it as the scenario that these guys are gonna play. All right. So when I break this down, just get where I'm coming from, okay? So this offensive preview, man, Bryce Young needs to air it out. All right? Bryce Young needs to air it out, and I'll dive more into that here shortly. But that is That is like what I want to see him do, right? I want to see them open up. I want to see Dave Canales open up the playbook, be aggressive, right? Bryce Young needs to be assertive with the football, be efficient, take care of the football, and just manage the game. All right. Even, that's all I need him to do. That's all I need him to do. He does not need to go out there and play hero ball. Whether Tetairoa, McMillan, and Chuba Hubbard are out on the field or not, you need to just go through your progressions, find your reads, be efficient. You don't need to play here. You don't need every throw doesn't need to be a game winner, right? And I just feel like sometimes Bryce tries to do too much. That's all he needs to do. But I want to see them air it out, right? And I'll dive more in a little bit into that a little bit more here shortly, okay? Establish the first thing on this offense, we got to establish the run, man. Like, don't waste no time. Chuba Hubbard has been solid. You want that balance, right? But look at the numbers. The Patriots have been stonewalling running backs. They stonewalled Ashton Jeanty. They stonewalled Devon Achane, Jalen Warren. None of them cracked 3 yards per carry against New England. That front has been stout, man, against the run, despite everything else falling apart. Where they are weak is through the air. Geno Smith, Tua Tagovailoa, both average nearly 10 yards per attempt. Even Aaron Rodgers looked like a shell of his old self. Still managed a couple touchdown strikes downfield. Now, again, there are reports that Christian Gonzalez is going to be back, so that's going to be beneficial to them, right? They've definitely been missing him out there. But Carolina's offensive line, again, we need to see them see that same offensive line we saw against Atlanta, right? But the reality is simple. If you try to play smash mouth football against the Patriots, against this Patriots defense, you're going to end up on 3rd and long situations all afternoon. So I do want to say this. You need to let Bryce Young sling it in this game. That's another reason why I'm talking about you want to establish the run. You probably might only get, and even if we are averaging 3 yards per carry, don't stop going away from it. Okay. You still need to, I hate when coaches, just because something's not working out right away and you're not getting those 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 yard gains, just don't run away from it. Okay. Don't just run away from it, but it opens up the pass. And that's how you're going to be able to establish Bryce Young to air it out. All right. That's how you're going to do it. So you're going to need Bryce Young to sling it in this game, but you want to chase those explosive plays, man. You do. You want to chase those explosive plays. Like, this offense can't survive on grinding on 12 plays, 70-yard drives every week. Against Atlanta, Carolina's longest play was a 23-yard wheel route to Tetairoa McMillan on a 4th down. I mean, that's not going to cut it, right? I think this Patriots defense has been hemorrhaging chunk plays. I think Christian Gonzalez not being there or not being able to play, obviously due to that injury, hasn't been ideal for them. But Tua and Geno Smith combined 8 of 10, 212 yards and a touchdown on throws of 20 plus air yards. Rodgers only threw deep a handful of times in that game. Both of his touchdowns came on passes around 15 yards downfield. So this week, to test Bryce, you got to test Bryce Young's deep ball. McMillan, obviously Xavier Guess not going to be playing, but even Hunter Renfrow out the slot can be leveraged to stretch the field. Conservative play calling here would be malpractice. I'm telling you, I want to see Canales open that playbook up. Okay, I really do. I really, really do. Panthers gal, what's up? SC Panthers boy, what's good? Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Make sure you click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on new content. All right. All right, let's move on. Last but not least, this offensive line. Protect Bryce Young. Of course, none of that matters. None of the run game matters. Airing it out doesn't matter. You got to protect Bryce Young, right? Again, I told y'all the New England Patriots defensive front is no joke. They are 10th in the NFL for pass rush win rate. Right? Now, New England's coverage has been a disaster this season. And I do think that's part of Christian Gonzalez not being on the field, but their pass rush has been sneaky good. Harold Landry III. Here's a name for you Panthers fans. Kavlon Chason. Kavlon Chason. Y'all remember him? He was a former, I'll tell you this. He was a former first-round pick. I think it was 20th overall for the Jacksonville Jaguars. We picked him up last offseason. Then you got Milton Williams, the guy that all of us fans know too well, is ranked the number 1 among interior defensive linemen right now. This unit is top 10, like I said, in pass rush run rate overall. I know that our offensive line is banged up, but I have total confidence in them after what I saw last week against the Atlanta Falcons. All right. But I still, if you want to see those explosive plays, you want to see them establish the run game, you want to see Bryce Young be able to get the ball out to his receivers, right? They're going to need some max protection looks. You're going to need some quick development routes. You're going to, for Young to stay poised against the pressure here in New England. That's what you're going to need. Eric Blair, what's good? Lomax, $2 donation. What you miss? Just going over the my offensive preview. I just went through my offensive preview, my guy. Shout out to you, though. Appreciate you coming back, brother. Thank you so much.
Another one.
Appreciate you coming through with that $2 donation. Thank you. So yeah, my 3 things, like I said, for the offense is, and I'll go back since Lomax is asking. Air it out with Bryce. Attack their secondary's been shaky. I know they're getting Christian Gonzalez back, but chase those explosive plays. Stop pretending the run game is the answer. Okay. Protect your quarterback. Max protect, move the pocket, keep Young upright, but you do want to try to establish the run game. Okay. Establishing the run game, even though I know, like I said, that this defensive line is top 10 in pass rush run rate, you still need to run the damn ball to open up the pass, right? So again, I know that that the Patriots have held it down, but doesn't mean to go away from it. And then of course chase those explosive plays, right? Because you don't want to see conservative play calling in this matchup. If you do conservative play calling in this matchup, that's what you're should consider coaching malpractice. Okay. All right. And then of course, protecting Bryce Young so you can get the ground game going. And of course, hoping to get those explosive plays because Bryce has time to throw it. All right. Appreciate you guys. Join the live stream. Everybody in here. Make sure you pound that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Greatly appreciate it. Set up the run game even when it's not working. Then hit them with some play action. There you go, Marcos. You're thinking outside the box there, my guy. All right, defensive preview. We're going to start with Drake Maye. Get this kid uncomfortable. Get this kid uncomfortable. Michael Reap, what's good? Tom Brady's in here. Jadarius, what's good? I'm going to say this. You got to get after Drake Maye. Right. Keep the pressure on Maye. Like this defense finally showed up in week 3, right? You hold Atlanta to a scoreless game. You make Michael Penix look lost. And now the challenge is another guy who's not a rookie. He's in his second year, right? Unlike Penix, Maye hasn't been a disaster. I got to give Drake Maye credit here. I've always thought that this kid was going to be the best in his draft class. In my opinion, I thought Drake Maye was better than Caleb Williams, Michael Penix, Bo Nix. Like, I think he's still going to be the best quarterback in this draft class. I still think that's going to be the case. Just his intangibles, the throwing motion, his football IQ jumps off the charts to me. I mean, the kid's just fucking smart, man. So, again, he's completing over 72% of his passes with 5 touchdowns. He's been sacked 12 times already. That's the weak spot Carolina has to exploit, right? Getting the pressure on this kid, right? Again, when you get pressure on any quarterback, they fold up like a cheap tent. Sometimes it works. Sometimes there's those cases, though. There are those cases where a quarterback plays better under pressure, and that happens. But I guarantee you 9 out of 10 times, that's not the case. 9 out of 10 times, that is not the case. So you got to get after Drake Maye in this game, okay? Jayden Daniels. Well, I just feel like I think Jayden Daniels has definitely been the best in this draft class, but I think Maye could, over time, he's going to have a better career is what I'm going with. I think he's just going to have a better career long term. And New England set up for success is going to be set up for success for this kid. As long as they build around him, they will be set up for success. All right, next thing we got to do. We got to neutralize this defense, man. You got to shut down this Patriots running back committee, right? New England is out there rolling with 3-headed rushing attack. You got Ramondre Stevenson, Antonio Gibson, and rookie Tre'von Henderson. Now, I'll be honest with you. It's been the Tre'von Henderson show, okay? If anybody watches New England or knows what's going on over there in New England, it's been the Tre'von Henderson show. Okay, Ramondre Stevenson has shown flashes, but ever since Ramondre Stevenson had a fumble, or he had back-to-back weeks where for a fumble, I think Tre'von Henderson's now taken like over 83% of the touches. So, but for the most part, before all that, it was relatively balanced, right? Through between Stevenson and Henderson. And they lean the most on those guys when Stevenson, and especially because Stevenson's, again, the guy who has been coughing up the ball. But you got to also add in Maye's mobility. I mean, Drake Maye's got some wheels too. I mean, he's got 21 rushes for 87 yards in 3 games. So you've got a committee plus quarterback situation here in New England, right? Now, the Patriots have been about 60-40 in favor of passing so far, but I wouldn't be surprised if they try to test our front 7 early. I think what they'll try to do, is they're going to try to test that front early and often. They're going to see if this run defense is still the worst in the NFL, which every team still should after that, right? I mean, it makes the most sense, right? So, but Derrick Brown has to keep tossing blockers aside like ragdolls. We saw that against Atlanta a couple times if you go watch some film, and force the Patriots to abandon the run, right? You want to make them one-dimensional, of course. And then another thing I want to see this defense do is finish the damn pressures. Last week, I felt like our front affected Penix without, actually recording a sack, right? But that can't happen again, right? Maye has already been sacked 12 times this season. So he's, as of right now, the Patriots are averaging around 4 sacks, allowing 4 sacks a game. So he will take negative plays if you hit him. And those sacks have been killers for New England's offense. They've seen it. This week, Nick Scorton, Princey, and McMillan need to feast. I would expect Tre'von Moehrig to also be used more aggressively as a blitzer, too. If Carolina leaves sacks on the table again, they're asking for trouble. All right. And another thing, let's keep developing the secondary, man. Like, we need to let these young DBs continue to show real flashes like we saw last week, right? You got Lathan Ransom, got more work with the stars, allowing Moehrig to play closer to the line where he's at his best, in my opinion. Shaw Smith-Wade had a breakout game with a pick six and a pass breakup and multiple tackles, where you got Mike Jack and J.C. Horn, who continue to hold up well on the outside. So the real test this week is in the middle of the field, right? Drake loves working with short to intermediate targets like Demario Douglas, Hunter Henry, Austin Hooper. So if Carolina's linebackers and safeties don't tighten up coverage, Drake Maye will dink and dunk his way down the field. No problem. All right. No problem. So this game is a mirror matchup of weaknesses, right? A Panthers offense that can't get going versus a Patriots defense that can't stop much of anything. On the other side, it's, Drake Maye trying to find rhythm against a defense that has found some life. Like, that's where we're at, So, again, the formula for Carolina is simple. Air it out with Bryce Young, attack that secondary, chase some explosive plays, stop pretending just only the run game's the answer, but establish the run still, okay? I'm not saying not run the damn ball. I'm definitely saying run the damn ball like you did against Atlanta, but still open up the playbook, let Bryce Young sling it, so on and so forth. Again, I'm just going to ask the offensive line to protect Bryce, throw some max protects out there, move the pocket around, keep Bryce Young upright. That's it, right? Bring the heat on defense, get some sacks on Drake Maye. Don't just pressure him. Shut down the run early, force the Patriots into predictable situations. Here's the thing. I think that this is a winnable game. I've been saying that, but it is a dangerous one, right? Right? To lose to a shaky Patriots team right now and the momentum that you had from last week's shutout will disappear instantly. Win, and then you're 2-2. The confidence heading into an easier stretch, man, I'm telling you, this isn't just another week 4 game, guys. This is a test whether Carolina is actually improving or if that 30 to win was just smoke and mirrors, okay? Just smoke and mirrors, right? Let me get to some of your comments here. Stevenson put at RB3, not sure if it sticks. We'll see. Yeah, I guess we'll see. Henderson can be scary. I watched him plenty in Ohio State fan. Oh, yeah. He definitely can be scary, man. Atlanta still ran 100+ yards on the Panthers defense. This is true. All I know is this is the most interested I've been in a game as a fan in a while, because this team is showing signs of life in the beginning of the season. Absolutely, Jadarius. I got a feeling Umami on scoring going to be on fire on Sunday. I hope so, man. I seriously hope so. Because, like, I'm going to add some context into all of this, right? Offense versus defense, right? The Panthers offense, right, is coming. You got this offense that's who was out there, right? Bryce Young averaged 4.1 yards per play in that game, which is a bottom tier league performance. Still won the game, though. Carolina. So what they've shown is that they can manage the game and avoid turnovers, run effective short yardage plays, but they haven't been explosive yet. That's why I'm talking about that they need to be explosive. Here's the thing on the Patriots side, right? The Patriots have been bad against the pass through their first 3 weeks. I was looking at it. They've allowed 5.8 yards per play. They rank 27th in DVOA. They've been much better against the run. So Carolina's ground game, even with Chuba Hubbard healthy, I don't know if they're going to be able to dominate. So big plays through the air with Tetairoa and McMillan or other receivers are the most likely the way this team's going to put up points on the board, in my opinion, right? So the Patriots pass rush, they have a weak secondary, but their front seven is legit. Harold Landry III's good. I can't believe I'm saving this, but Kavlon Chason have been edge threats. And then you add that in with the interior pressure from Milton Williams. It's going to make the protection tricky for this offensive line to protect Bryce Young. So this offensive line needs to play like they did against Atlanta, right? Or you're going to end up seeing a lot more stalled drives and turnovers in this game. And again, I think this defense, again, we looked sharp against Atlanta last week. You can controlling the run, getting pressure on Michael Penix, even without recording a sack. This week is about Drake Maye, right? He is a capable quarterback. I think he's more capable than Michael Penix. But the Panthers front seven should be able to pressure him effectively, right? Especially with Derek Brown and these linebackers flying around. The secondary, they're just going to need to cover Hunter Henry and Demario Douglas. With rookies and younger players stepping up, I expect some solid containment against these intermediate throws, right? I think the thing is with this team, guys, is that Carolina will likely try to control the pace with short passes. That's what we're going to try to do. You know, you'll see the occasional run attempts, manage field position strategies. I think the Patriots, they're going to lean on Stevenson and Henderson, but I think our defensive front should keep the rushing yards to a modest. If we can keep it to a modest under 100, great. I expect us to really rely on, I'm hoping that we're going to rely on only a few explosive plays through the air to stretch the Patriots rather than sustain long drives. But we'll see. Luke coming in saying BY9, 3 touchdowns. Wow. That's a big prediction. What do you think about the fact that the Falcons beat what do you think about the fact that the Falcons beat the Panthers in all yardage categories, but Carolina's offense was still going strong? I mean, at the end of the day, man, a win's a win, right? However you win, doesn't matter if the other team is outdoing us in yardage, but you got to think about it this way, Sky 10. We had 2 picks in that game. Number one that went all the way back for a touchdown, which immediately Atlanta's was back on the field. And so that took away from our offense getting, any yardage. You also had another pick that was basically taken all the way down to their 30-yard line. So there takes some more yardage away from the offense. So there were, and plus, so to me, I don't look at it that way. I look at it that our defense stepped up. The defense actually put our offense in great positions to score. We should have scored more points on offense. So really, we should have scored more points. Maybe not. Yardage might have not been the big thing for me that game. We honestly probably should have scored some more points. Not going to lie to you. We probably should have scored more points. I think T-Mac is playing on Sunday. Lomax, I think he is too. Shout out to you for another $2 donation, brother. I appreciate you. Guys, make sure you pound that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Make sure you click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on new content. I greatly appreciate it. Shout out to you guys in there already. I did say it already before you did. If we can stop Bijan Robinson, we can stop the Patriots run game. We can stop the Patriots run game. Got you. Got you, Luke. Got you, Luke. All right, let's move on. So prediction time. I'm gonna say Carolina 24. I'm gonna take the Panthers this one. I said until proven otherwise, right? I said against the Atlanta game, I picked against them, against Atlanta, and I said prove me wrong. Well, they proved me wrong, and they proved me wrong in a big way with a 30-0 victory. Here's why I think that we can win this game. I think that this offense is still developing chemistry. But Bryce Young is smart, and I think after what he did, he got better in the Cardinals game. He was more efficient with the football in Atlanta. He was playing more smart. He didn't make a lot of mistakes. I think we're going to see that type of play again here. I think our defense can control the run and get pressure after Drake Maye after what I saw last week, right? I know we didn't record a sack, but we were getting pressures. We were getting after Michael Penix. Had him flustered. Hell, if we do that all game, I don't even care if we ever get a sack, right? But you're going to have to force short drives and field goal attempts for Drake Maye. Right? You want to put enough pressure on Drake Maye to force those, right? I think this Patriots team is vulnerable in the pass game, but they won't completely collapse at home. They'll grind out points with their running backs. That's what they do. And then this will be close. Here, slightly conservative game with the Panthers winning. I'm going to say to a balance with a mix of defense and a few timely big plays through the air. I'm going to go 24-17, the Panthers. That is my final prediction, ladies and gentlemen. That is my final prediction. So again, my keys to victory, air it out. Okay. Establish the run game. Even if you're only averaging three yards a carry, don't just run away from it. Okay. So air it out. Even though I know our offensive line can do that. Okay. And chase those explosive plays, especially Tetairoa McMillan is playing out there. You're gonna need some explosive plays out there, because any conservative play calling would be malpractice. I'm telling you. Defensively, again, like I said, keep the pressure on Drake Maye, shut down that Patriots run by committee, finish the damn pressures. I want to see some sacks, even though, again, I'm cool with them getting all the pressure and making him fluster. That's fine, but I would love to see some sacks as well, right? And keep developing the secondary. Like I said, you've got a lot of young DBs showing some flashes last week. Like I said, like Shaw Smith-Wade, of course, had that breakout game, pick six, pass breakup, multiple tackles, right? But you're really going to have to key in on Demario Douglas, Hunter Henry, and Austin Hooper in this game, right? So if our linebackers and safeties don't tighten up that coverage, again, Drake Maye will dink and dunk you downfield. But again, keep developing that secondary. And like I said, everything will all work out. Everything will all work out. What's the status of JHJ? He needs to spin his tires. Jimmy Horn Jr. Again, I don't know. I don't know the status of him. I don't know if he's injured. I don't know. It's again, everybody keeps asking me at Marcos, and I don't know if you tuned into last night's live stream, but I said it last night, man. I said it last night. Like, I get the whole Jimmy Horn Jr. thing, man. Like, I know y'all guys want to see him out there. I just think Jimmy Horn Jr. is buried under this roster, a wide receiver, because he's a third string Z receiver right now. He's a 4-string return man right now. I know that his speed to a lot of you guys and his explosiveness is very intriguing, but he is just not polished enough to crack this rotation right now. I'm telling you. I think unless the injuries stack up and they get worse, I think this year is basically a redshirt season for Jimmy Horn Jr. That's what I think it is. They are developing him on the back end, is what's basically happening. That's just my opinion. That's just what I think. Do I know? No, but that's just my opinion at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen. So, well, guys, that is my week 4 preview and prediction for this week's matchup against the New England Patriots. I appreciate everyone joining the live stream tonight. Make sure you do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Make sure you go click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on new content. I am going to go spend some time with the missus, and we are going to watch our show. Yes, I will be live Sunday, Marcos Cash Course. Told y'all I'm going to be live every Sunday, win, lose, or draw, baby. We're going to be live Sunday doing the live watch parties as we always do. Live play-by-play. If you don't like my live play-by-play, I don't care. You don't have to come. So, anyways, just had to address that because I've had multiple people say they don't like it. I don't care. So, anyways, all right, guys. Well, I'm out of here. I appreciate you guys as always. Love you. God bless. Be safe. And y'all know what to do as always. Keep pounding. I'm out. Peace.